Going live a little earlier than I thought. For those who aren't aware, we're the Church of Korihor. We're a spiritual community for godless people. I'm here to spread a message of peace about overview. And we're going live with sermonizing at 9:30. It's a quarter to 9, and the Mormon miracle has brought all the people out. Good for you guys, man. Can't get Korihors to show up on time for service to save my life.
You have a better one. It's reinforced. You double up, then they get two. You gotta put like a little.
Police aren't hassling this fellow across here, so I'm gonna go where he is. I'm gonna turn off my Bluetooth speaker so I don't get arrested for not having a license for amplified sound. I thought these guys were scalping tickets for a minute. Turns out it's reverse. They're looking for tickets. Pretty orderly today, considering that it's raining. Oh, it is raining. I'm going to turn on Bluetooth. iPad. Hoping that my phone and my iPad aren't going to get ruined by this rain. Luckily, I got this jacket that's doing a great job keeping me dry, as you can tell. I don't know if anybody is out there and can hear me. No one's out there, so that's good. I mean, it's not good. Show up. But we're going to get going here before people are all sitting in the pews. The solemn assembly begins in an hour. Those of you who don't know, the General Conference of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. This beautiful, great, and spacious building here is called the LDS Conference Center. This is where they are going to solemnize the ministry of President Dallin H. Oaks. And we're going to promote overview because apparently there's still some First Amendment in this country. We can still do it. Nobody's bothering this guy with Mormonism and Islam are the same sign. Like I've said many, many times before, my favorite thing about being ex-Mormon is having been Mormon. And that's because we have the same standard of truth. For all the misgivings I may have about Mormonism, there is a great thing to be said for the fact that, for the most part that I know, Mormons tend to believe in the rights of people to have freedom of speech. It's for that reason that I am standing on a corner in Salt Lake City, Utah, in front of the LDS Conference Center during LDS Conference, and I can speak what's true to me and hopefully not get arrested and carried away for it, especially now that I've turned off my Bluetooth speaker and can't get in trouble. Hopefully. When I play my music too loud on my iPad. We'll see. As far as I am aware, no laws broken. But we're here spreading a message of peace. Those who don't know, recently as last Sunday, a man named Jake Sanford ran his pickup truck into an LDS meeting house and killed 4 people. And in spite of the fact that as ex-Mormons we get a reputation for being cruel and insensitive, and sometimes we live up to it. Okay, often we live up to it. We are still part of the broader Mormon community, and we do believe that we grieve. We mourn with those who mourn, ironically enough. Even atheists like me who are cold-hearted and have nothing in our hearts but mirth and fife and vigor for bringing about the end of days, bringing about the end of salvation. That's a joke. Korihors don't believe in salvation because we don't believe in sin. But here we are promoting overview. Those of you who don't know, overview is a form of meditation, a godless form of meditation. One can find by going to korahor.org. My gosh, I hope my phone survives this. All right. I really should get a waterproof case. I mean, like I got a case, but it's not for the screen. It's not for the bottom. Well, we're going to find out, I guess. We're going to get going here early because, wow, these Mormons are here. I'm going to turn this way so that people can see my iPad as they're coming by. Got several of these guys, I think, who are looking to evangelize. We're just going to softly play some music here until we get asked to not. And then I'm going to start preaching, even though I didn't say till 9. I said at 10, and I said 9:30. I don't want to FaceTime anybody, so that's fine. iPad. So we wrote a special hymn. I wrote a special hymn called "Broken Brethren" to share with them. I went to find an umbrella. I couldn't find one, but that's fine. I don't mind getting wet. It's getting my devices wet. That's that I'm concerned about. I was glad I found parking. The Mormon miracle. I witnessed it live. In any event, I am going to begin. Let us begin, brethren. We are the Church of Korahor spiritual community for godless people. And we are playing this hymn so that our Mormon brothers and sisters know they don't grieve alone.
Shoulder to the wheel, we push along.
This without blocking. I'm on the northwest corner. I'll get you one, MB. That was Broken Brethren, a hymn that I wrote specifically to make sure that our Mormon brothers and sisters know that we are not their enemy and that we grieve with them in the wake of the Grand Blanc Township massacre in Michigan. We're here preaching a godless sermon a little earlier than we thought. We didn't know what time the things were and things were going, but it is currently 9 o'clock and we're spreading a message of peace about Overview. Overview is a meditation app available to everyone through Korihor.org. That's how people who are godless like me are able to become more aware and become more salient. Learned that from my friend Sam Nieves. Wish he were here. Maybe he is here. To become more salient about our own feelings and to understand our internal landscape. I'm going to turn around now. Well, no, I think I'll do it just like this. It was a little less than a year ago I preached a godless sermon. The first one that I ever preached was called We're Going Home. About how we as Korihors, just barely a year old, not quite a year old, the Church of Korihor is all about making sure people understand and helping people to realize a life worth living. The reason for that is that when you add up the goods and bads in life, in simple arithmetic, to conclude that life is worth living, well, the math doesn't math. And if you really are honest and sincere about that, and you take the time to stop and consider that life is not worth living just by the goods and bads of what happens to you simply by simple fate or chance or luck, well, they say that you have depression, and you likely do. Get it checked out. If your doctor says you have depression, he may prescribe you antidepressants that will anti your depression. That's how antidepressants work, right? Well, no, turns out it's a little more complicated than that. You can go to therapy, you can medicate, and you should, but there's only so far that will go. It turns out that existential crisis is more difficult to manage than that. It's not simply a matter of going and getting a diagnosis and getting a prescription. It also means that you have to look to yourself, look to your life, and ask yourself, what makes life truly worth living? Right now I'm standing in the rain talking to people who believe what I have to say and to people who don't, because I believe. And it's a strange thing as an atheist to say, I believe. But turns out I do. Because I believe in the power of positive thinking. Maybe not the way that it's written down in books at current, but at least in the way that it makes sense to me. Just to say, we're not going to get very far with no one thinking positively about what it means to be alive. I started out, the first mission of the Church of Korihor was right here on these streets of Salt Lake City, where we gathered up blankets from our neighbors and even took donations from people online, atheists online, and made blankets and came out to these streets where I found people, many of them not moving, where I had to take unsheltered people and shake them by the shoulder to make sure that they were alive, because they were so cold and there was snow and it was wet. And it wasn't but 3 blocks from here that St. Mark's Episcopal Cathedral was taking those people in for all-night movie night. They had to take them in for all-night movie night because the state passed a law that said that you can't open an unauthorized warming center, that they're going to handle the warming centers. And so, but there's no law as yet against a church deciding they're going to have all-night movie night. So St. Mark's Episcopal opened up their church. It is really raining here. I'm really getting concerned about that. So we may have accomplished this. We may have to take the rest of this godless sermon indoors. but I just wanted to get a chance to say, this is our shared world. This is a world that requires human beings who look to the real world as it is. That's the nature of the symbol of the Church of Korihor, which is this sigil right here, the Koaz. This, those of you who saw my sermon called We're Going Home, you know what I'm talking about. I'm a little embarrassed to admit this, but we're going to have to go indoors because I'm really worried that these devices aren't going to last as long as I will. So we're going to go ahead and shut this down, and I'll do the rest of this from inside the Lord's Mall. I'm going to stop and argue with some Christians first.
Begging for mercy, you fathers. You aren't even ashamed to bring your daughters, your beautiful daughters, your beautiful women, to a house of ill repute.
I recant.
That's what it is.
I'm going to keep this streaming while I argue with this guy.
Of the devil, not the Church of Jesus Christ. What a bunch of liars you are. Friends, I'm trying to love on you the best I can, to give you warning that hell awaits you, not heaven. I only have a few seconds to speak to you as you walk along.
What exactly are you
get on my face,
why are you
friend.
coming after these saints for talking?
Get away from me, sir.
Talking about abortion rights.
Oh, don't give me abortion junk.
You want to talk about abortion? You can talk to me. I'm an atheist.
I preached many years about it. Don't talk to me, young man.
Why can't I talk to you? You want to talk to all of these people. Why can't I talk to you?
Get out of my face.
Why?
I'm not bothering you.
You are bothering me.
You're saying
you're not only bothering me, you're bothering all of these good churchgoers who are not out here
you Mormon liars, you fathers that bring your children and your wife to this church. You ought to be ashamed of yourself,
I believe in feminism, which means that I believe in abortion rights.
You murderers, you thieves and robbers. That's what I call my brother.
I'm not getting anywhere with this guy.
My brother's LDS too, and he lies. And he's murdering.
Well, thank goodness for the First Amendment, I guess. This man is not listening to me at all, so I guess we will continue the rest of this godless sermon indoors, just so for the sake of the electronics. But thank you all for being here. I will be live again probably in about 15 minutes because I am parked very nearby. But in any event, for the record, the great and spacious building of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. I may play Broken Brethren one more time, and then I will see you guys from the safety of shelter. I don't remember how to do this. Oh, yeah.